In this video, what if I told you that one of the biggest influence with chronic pain isn't really the body or how much damage it is, but it's something else? There's growing evidence that fear, the emotion of fear, has a huge influence on the pain signal, especially when it comes to chronic pain. Now, before you go anywhere, I just want to say this does not mean that the pain is made up, it's in your head, or imagined. The pain itself is 100% real and you feel it physically, and that is very important for us to recognize. When we look at the current evidence about modern pain science or neuroscience about the brain, they are finding more and more evidence that fear has a significant influence that prolongs or keeps the chronic pain cycle going. In other words, what they are saying is fear fuels the pain like gasoline. And before we keep going with this, I want to talk about what pain is. Because when we understand the science of why pain happens, it's a bit easier. So that's why I wanted to create this video for you today. So pain, in and of itself, in the simplest sense, when we take everything away, it's a danger signal, to be the simplest part. And pain is always, all pain is created by the brain. So when people say it's all imagined everything, I mean, all pain is included in the brain. And it doesn't mean it's bad or good bad in general. And what's really good to talk about here is when we talk about chronic pain versus acute pain, it's a bit easier. And when we can categorize things a bit simply, let's say it's a tissue-driven pain. That means you had an injury. So let's say you had an ankle sprain, the ligaments tore, etc. Your ankle swell up if you ever sprained an ankle. And this is a good sign that if you have pain, this is where the tissue damage is kind of correlated with your pain. And as the tissues heal and your muscles come back, the pain also starts to decrease. So that is when the brain is receiving data from the body that it swells, etc., and decides if a protective response is necessary. Because pain exists to protect us. So like with that ankle injury, if we keep stepping on it, it might not let that thing heal, like at least well. But it doesn't mean you're measuring a tissue damage. Now, these problem arises when pain signals stays active long after tissue have fully healed, or you start to feel these pain even though MRI studies, anything shows that you're functioning really well, but the pain is there. And these are questions that you can ask about. And this is hard, and it's really hard to accept because really from this human history perspective, or even like if you're into evolution, monkey to us, for historically speaking, evolutionary speaking, when there was pain, it was most of the time a physical thing. A virus was there, a bacterial issue was there, people climbed trees or etc. There were so many more physical things that were creating pain. But we're in a particularly different era in our human history that not a lot of those physical, real danger exist now. So, chronic pain, in a sense, changes the brain and the nervous system, making it more hypersensitive. In the simplest sense, it becomes sensitive to these signals. Imagine like your danger volume knob gets turned way up. Like you pull that fire alarm trigger much faster, not consciously, obviously, not purposefully, because you're not purposely in pain. And what happens is the system, your nervous system in the brain, starts to treat completely harmless signals or neutral signals as threats, which could also lead to pain. Now I want to come back to the fear aspect here. fear isn't really just about panic or fear, because a lot of times you'll hear from people that say, hey, I don't have fear. I'm not scared. And fear has many different masks, and it doesn't always mean it's panic or fear. It could come as like worrying about your symptoms or constantly checking your symptoms and scanning your body, or anxiety about your spouse or yourself or finances or future, or frustration when you're not doing well, or perfectionism, self-criticism, a lot of pressure to do well, a lot of pressure to not hurt people's feelings, pressure fixing yourself. To simplify, if there are any feelings that kind of adds on to the danger feeling to the brain, that keeps that alarm signal really sensitive and high. And this is really important to recognize, because what they're finding out when there's functional MRIs out there for the brain, where they're scanning their brain, they've done studies where there are two groups, where one group is more about like pain, like there's an actual injury. They found out that the brain areas that are associated with the pain and protection, those turn on, like those light up in the MRI. And that's more or less how it would be. With chronic pain scans, what they're finding out is it lights up areas, not just the pain areas, but also areas of emotions, memory, learning, and attention. So what this means, and what they're finding out more and more, is that the brain can learn the pain. The brain can also become sensitive to the pain, like as if like the easiest thing for me to say is like, let's say if you're a hiker and there's a hiking trail that is new, and like there's a lot of rocks there, there's a lot of weeds there, there's a lot of obstacles, it just doesn't look smooth. And the more and more people start to go there, like the more and more footprints are there, the trail becomes a little more obvious, the trail becomes a little more smooth, the trail becomes a little bit more like there's less weeds because everyone's like pressing on the soil all the time. And it becomes easier to find those things. And this is the similar thing that happens with our brain and nervous system when it comes to chronic pain, that it has become sensitized. So the brain learns how to you're not purposely trying to find it, but it becomes sensitive to turning on. So a good example from the physical therapy perspective is a back injury. So let's say they hurt their back and the injury heals, but the pain is still there. And the behavior that they're thinking is like they brace, really hold their breath when they're bending forward, or they scan their body at like every second of their day or every morning, or during every flare-up, like there's a worry that they've re-injured it. And the reality when this is happening, and if they keep going with it, is the brain starts to simply learn that, hey, bending is dangerous. And this is tough because as a physical therapist, I've learned that so much. And also many medical professionals will start talking about it. And we're a lot of progressive, let's say, or people that are colleagues that really care about this stuff, starts to recognize that, hey, we're putting a lot of danger signals to our patients. And this is something that I'm consciously trying to continue to work through. And the good news, once you realize that the brain can learn the pain, it can also learn safety. You can unlearn the pain in a sense. And this is not just by forcing yourself to positively think or pretending the symptoms don't exist, but it's more about gradually learning how to desensitize your pain, actually desensitize your brain and the nervous system, along with that, learning how to regulate your nervous system, etc. And overall, in a sense, to decrease the worry and fear and let the brain accurately more so notice that, hey, this is a real physical danger thing versus the sensitized, really fine-tuned nervous system. So really wanted to make this video to just kind of get a little bit deeper onto why fear is such a big fuel for chronic pain. And if that resonated with you somehow, because this is something that I really believe that a lot of physical therapists in the physical therapy profession, we don't really talk about much, because there's so much that we've been taught. If this resonates with you, join our newsletter, which you can join in the description below, where I send like once a week or so about what we're recognizing, what I see in the clinic. So it's a bit more real life feeling to it. And if it really does resonate with you, go to the discovery call to see if this is a good fit for you. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and see you in the next video.